Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. If I have to say it again, guess what? The word is spoiler alert. Greetings and salutations. This is your girl, Outspoken Diva, and let's talk about it, shall we? If you hear air, I'm sorry, it's hot. You see the date of this. I live in Texas. Yeah, hopefully this time I'm going to speak up. I know you see the title of this. This is the about the Never Ever Mets Part 2. Part 1 was a little low. I hope y'all put some earphones on. If you got to go back and watch it, I would suggest you do because yeah, and if you do, put some earphones on. On on please. Never Ever Mets. They are this is a reality show. The premise is about seven couples who were only dating online. They had never met. Uh, the they're all of different time ranges, ranging from 12 years to what's the word? 3 months. Two couples already out. I think those were the 6 months and the 10 month. Yeah, they're already out the house. So, but I will say Miss 6 months will come back up, but we might talk about her. We might not talk about her. Anywho, let's start with part two. Again, if you have not seen part one, the reason I do not refer to anyone by their names because there are two people, Mr. 9 month and Mr. 5 years. They have the same name, and I don't want to have to go in that area. No. We're just gonna call them by their the time they were dating before they met, and that'll be their names. Again, I suggest you go and watch part one if you have not watched part one, because a lot of stuff I'm not gonna repeat. Okay, all right. Part two of Never Have I Met. Y'all know when I do reviews, we do the good, the bad, and the diva of it all. Head nod to Black nerd comedy, Mr. Andre. Um, the will I did find out from Miss Camiesha Reviews. There will be a season two. Y'all know I'm not. I like the premise of the show. I'm not a fan of this show per se. I wanted more. Y'all, most people who know me, I don't watch reality TV. I didn't again. Love and Hip Hop. I've never watched. I didn't know who Cardi B was till she had bloody shoes. I watched stuff like Big Brother, cooking competitions, Amazing Race. If you, the reality genie want to ever put me on Amazing Race and let me win, it would be great. I watch dating shows like Ready to Love and Too Hot to Handle, those type of things. So yeah, my I don't watch reality TV like everybody else. A lot of times, and I used to watch Catfish, and I stopped watching Catfish because I wasn't learning anything new in the game. So, because there is times that I am in these dating streets. I'm not in these dating streets. I'm on sabbatical. So, yeah, never have I met. I mean, never ever met. I was not. I'm not learning a lot, other than they have proven that my style of dating, come as healed as possible, is the right way to go. Right? Okay. Uh, the good, the good. Shout out to one of my favorite reviewers, Ebby Reviews. There was a prize. There was a prize. There was a prize in this show. They got a furniture gift card, okay? So that's one of her critiques about Ready to Love. There's no prize. I mean, your prize is getting a boyfriend or girlfriend. So, yeah. Ebby Reviews, shout out to you. They had a prize on this show, right? All right. Um, Therapy and counseling. We got to see a lot more of that in um, part two, for episodes 6 through 10. Or I've already covered 1 through 5, so 6 through 10 we got to see more counseling. Interesting enough, all of them were brought in like the penultimate episode, the second to last episode, and the 5 year couple. We did not see them discuss their dating issues or anything. We only got to see them talk about the drama that was against them, or accusations that were against them in the house, the drama, the mess that was going on with them. I thought that was interesting. I hope that somewhere sitting down on the cutting room floor, that could be. I really hope they did not waste that woman's time, Dr. Alley, time with that. But I did like Dr. Alley. She was very good, and I hope they keep her for season 2. Rhonda, the host, love her. I want them to keep Rhonda. She was very insightful, and her advice was spot on. She thought like we thought, or at least she thought like I thought on some of these. There was an episode, Mr. 3 Months decided to talk about how um, women were not great thinkers. They weren't, and she had to just go on and lay the amble on him. And, he felt like, she's only thinking through her emotions. But she still gave it to him like he needed to be given to. So that was a good thing. They played a game called the Newly Mets game. That was a very good game to find out what all do you know about the person that you're dating. Okay, that was a very good game, very insightful game. Uh, got to show some cracks. Okay, speaking of cracks, every couple's cracks were shown in this. By the time we get to part 2, like this, episode 6 through 10, including who I thought was going to be my favorite couple. Uh, Even though the couple that had been together for 12 years. Remember on part 1, I said that they were doing the process the best. No, they were not. Actually, come to find out, they really wasn't 12 years. They were 10 years and a break. Because he did have a baby while they were, put my fingers down, while they were online dating. Okay, so yeah, then also there's this business that Miss 12 Years had not told her mother, which I felt like was kind of dangerous also, because you're going on the show. I mean, eventually her sister shows up, so hopefully her sister knew before she left. Because I'm like, what if something happens to you? And then we got to explain where you at. Yeah, that's dangerous and stuff. So, but her family, because she was like, this is just an online thing. She hadn't told them about Mr. 12 Years. Okay, and then there was this mess. There was some mess. Miss 9 Month, who had been kicked out. Episode 2, she had a little squabble with Mr. 9 Month. Was contacting and talking to Miss 5 Year, and she let it be known to Miss 5 Year that Mr. 12 Year um, tried to sleep with her, tried her the night before she left, and it caused a whole bunch of confusion, all that kind of stuff. Miss 5 Year went and told Miss 12 Year. Miss 12 Year confronted Mr. 12 Year. It was just this big kerfuffle. In the end, she still believed him. I don't know if right, wrong. I figured there's two sides to every story, and in the middle of the sides, there's the truth. So yeah. Um. Then at the end of the show, okay, so I'm going to tell y'all now, all the couples that were left. So we're talking about 5 couples. 4 couples walked away together. One couple, Miss, what are they? Mr. and Miss 9 Month called it quit. Were they 9 months? Hold on. I know y'all like if you just go on and say their names, but no, I'm not gonna do that because yeah, that's it. Yes, Mr. 9 Month and Miss 9 Month, who never should have been together because Miss 9 Month never. Once she met Mr. 9 Month, she did not like that dude. She did not want him. Okay, they broke things off before they left the house, so they were the only ones out of 4 left together. The 5 year Mr. and Miss 5 Year got engaged. He proposed to her. So yeah, and then everybody else, just walked away. We're a boyfriend and girlfriend exclusive. We're gonna date. Okay. Because this show was made 2 years ago, we were in the middle of the pandemic, the pan. Um, they had to do a virtual update instead of a reunion, and only one couple is still together. One couple, they had a fight, they were kind of on a break, but they were talking like, they were still in communications with each other. But only one couple was still together, and that was Mr. and Miss 3 months. So, okay. When you're 3 months in, she's met his folks, he's met her folks, that kind of stuff. So, only thing that was very good I saw was he didn't want her to work, and she had a good nursing job. She still had a good nursing job because she's still home to scrub, so that was a good thing. So yeah, but yeah, all in all, nobody was really still together. I will say that I do know past some people past 9 months. I mean the 4 month check in. I don't care to talk about it on this platform. I am nosy enough to know because I have watched some. I do know some interviews. I have seen an interview from Mr. 9 month, Miss 5 month, 5 year, Mr. 5 year, and Mr. 3 year. I will put down everyone that I follow that will probably that has done interviews, or probably I feel like they probably will do interviews. I will put them down below. Those YouTubers down below, their names down below in the description box. So yeah, because I'm not gonna talk about what happened. I'm just want to talk about what's on the show that we saw. So yeah, but yeah, I do know some things, but yeah. So, all right, let's talk about the bad. Y'all know it's more bads than good. I'm sorry, and definitely more bads than the diva. Production. Production bungled this show. I'm sorry. We can only blame the participants so far, and usually I'll be like, no, you can only they can only blame product. No, no, because there was so many things, so many things. First of all, these folks had their phones. Some of this drama that was going on, that drama between the lady that had been kicked out, I think Miss Nine, 6 months, and talking about Mr. 12 year trial. We did not have to have that had she not been in contact with Miss 5 year. But why they have their phones? I've already said before, they have way too much downtime. How come we're not seeing them date inside the house? I mean, I understand y'all were in the pan doing so going out may not have always been feasible, but how come they didn't have activities inside the house for them to do? How come they wasn't making little scrapbooks? Wasn't uh painting each other how they felt, or whatever the little dating stuff. You see this on other shows. How come they couldn't do that? I mean, construction paper and markers and all that kind of stuff. There are things to do. There are times y'all could have showed them talking only with each other, and just that kind of stuff. Being cuddly, being lovey-dovey. Y'all can show the fussing and the fighting, but you couldn't show that. Okay, yeah. Uh, so yeah, I've already talked about, yeah. Even in the house, no dating. They had 2 dates. They had a date at the beginning and a date at the end. Okay, like I said, y'all can show all the fussing and the fighting. Y'all can see when some woman calls a man the B word, and I mean, she's screeching this, but you can't talk about when they were actually connecting. Even the chick who Miss 9 months. Even when everybody was accusing her, we did too, that she didn't want him. How come y'all didn't never show them, or at least encourage them to talk to each other, be that kind of stuff? And also, how come there was no self awareness activities for each of them, each participant? As they're learning about each other. How come they're not learning about themselves? Okay, okay. Um, the process was backwards. How come we saw Kama Sutra and sensual tying before we saw therapy and non sensual activities? Okay, yes, I praise those because they were activities. Okay, but once I started paying attention to the newly Mets game, and that was the only positive thing that was not sensual done anyway. How come that was before those things? Okay, how come that wasn't that was after those things? Newly Mets game, in my opinion, should have been played at the beginning, the middle, and the end to see how the progress. It should have been part of the check-in process. Okay, I got my notes here. That's why y'all might see me looking down. Okay, yeah. And then there was too, because they had so much time, it was way too much interference within the couples, you know. And sorry, what we see, this is what we see. Okay, I'm sorry, but Mr. and Miss 5 Year, we didn't ever see them no one interfering in their business, but they can give all this information. I mean, all this advice. And then I told y'all in part one, when they were in the boom boom room, I understand she doesn't want a boom boom before birds and bees before the boom boom room is the intimacy suite. She didn't want a boom boom or birds and the bees before she was married, but there are other things to be doing. But what do they catch them doing? Gossiping about the other couples, why they supposed to be a long time, their intimacy time. Okay, all of this, and then after a while, everybody's just and then again there is a part where they end up attacking each other, and that was this game that the hot seat, that was unnecessary. It just became this judgmental, no, it was not good for fellowship or cohesion in the house. It was just no. It just became four couples against this one couple. Okay, and I mean, I'm not saying that I disagree with how they felt. I just felt like had they had things to do and nobody had time to. When you're all you have time to do is focus in on who you came for. When you too tired to be niddling with other folks, telling one guy, the fellas was telling one guy, you need to go on in there with her. And I understand they wanted their private time and stuff, and he should have read the room and understand his partner and all that kind of stuff. But I understand guy talk, girl talk, all that kind of stuff, but it's just too much in each other's business. I'm sorry, we didn't have to see that. So, and of course, I'm talking about what we didn't have to see. There's the stuff we should have seen. OWN has their own YouTube channel. And they have digital exclusives. I would have rather saw these scenes that were digital exclusives on the show as a part of as opposed to all the niddling. Mr. 9 months at past with his father and how he was practicing his dance moves to show off to Miss 9 month. Mr. 12 years feelings about Miss 5 years, and Miss 3 years talking to Mr. 10 month and Miss 10 month uh, about Miss 10 month when she blew up at him. I would have rather seen that as opposed to again. I don't like you. Don't nobody care. Because, I mean, we didn't even have to see Mr. 5 year go after Miss 9 month because Miss 5 year was upset and called him a fake. We didn't have to see all of that. I understand her telling her the dude, yeah, I didn't see that you didn't support me. I got that. We should have saw that. But then to turn around for him to attack, go up to that woman. I mean, I understand he didn't like her. I got that part. But why we have to see that? You know? I mean, all she did was put a batter in his back, and all he should have said was, in my opinion, I got it. I will do better next time. Okay? Uh, let's talk about the diva. That's all the bad. Let's talk about the diva. There was actually one diva moment. I didn't want to admit it part one. I can admit it part two. Mr. 9 month and Mr. 3 years. Those were some handsome guys, physically handsome guys. And Mr. 3 years, now that I've seen him since the show, he is very handsome, very handsome. And Mr. 9 month physically has a nice body. He had the streak in the house because of a dare, and I have to say that he has a nice body. So the diva, yes, I was attracted to those guys. Those were some good looking guys. I don't mean like, ooh, but I mean just those are some very good, nice looking guys. So yeah, and yeah, that was it. That is it. Like I said, I do know from Camiesha Reviews, shout out to her, that this show is getting a second season. Will I be watching? I'm going. I told my friend J May that I watched the show with. We discussed the show. I'm gonna give it a few episodes because I want to see are they incorporating some changes. Because again, we can only blame the participants so far on this show because they wasn't given much to work with. I told y'all part one. Fashion choices. There was a woman going to go to a cooking class in Clear Hills. I may not like Clear Hills, but I also know a safety risk. There was a lady going to amusement park date in something too short. To see if she flashed somebody, y'all gonna be talking about having to blur, and y'all been upset that we was telling about, oh my God, we see her butt and all that kind of stuff. Y'all could have told that woman to put on some friends. It's stuff like that. And again, these people need things to do at all times. I don't care if, like I said, if they got to get construction paper and markers to talk about each other's auras and their pros and cons and all this kind of stuff. We got to play the new Mets game every other episode and all this kind of stuff. These people are working. They supposed to be dating. We supposed to see them dates. Okay, in and outside of this house, inside and outside of this house. So why don't we see that? We need to see these kind of things, okay? And instead of worrying about the Kama Sutra and Central Time first, let's find out some base what they know about each other first. How you tying somebody up if you don't really know their birthday? Yeah, that happens. The 3 year Mr. and Miss 3 year, he didn't know Miss 3 years birthday. Oh, he knows it now, huh? But yeah, okay. Um, that'll be the only reason why I'm watching this show. If I do a review about the show, y'all know that they incorporated some changes. Cause again, I really hope that they don't just have another season already on the shelf that they fist to tweak and twirl. I mean, that's what they did with this one. It's possible. So yeah. So yeah. Again, did you watch the show? Did you like it? Am I being nitpicky? Okay, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget, those of you who want to know what people are doing since the show, those who are doing reviews and interviews, I'll put them down below. The people that I watch, I don't watch everybody, sorry, but the people that I watch will be down below that have done. I know Mr. 5 Year, he's been in a lot of comments and on some of the review panels and stuff. So like I said, I've seen his update, Miss 5 Years update, Mr. 3 Years update, and Mr. 9 Months update so far. Again, I just don't want to talk about it on here, but yeah, I'll leave that down below. Yeah, so yeah, I'm rambling. This review is shorter than the first one, right? All right, and hopefully I am loud enough, okay? And other than that, yeah, talking to you in adult terms.